Hi guys, so now that we're getting Xbox games coming out onto PlayStation 5, there's a couple of games that I would love to see now come over. I got myself an Xbox One quite late on in the generation last time, just to be able to play Sunset Overdrive and the other game that I was gonna basically talk about, which is the State of Decay series. But Sunset Overdrive really makes sense for it to come to PlayStation basically because I got it on Xbox One and I couldn't really play it too much because of the controller and stuff. Like I wasn't very sort of used to and stuff, and I was still playing on my PlayStation most of the time. And the fact that I couldn't play online on there because of the game was basically dead at that point, so there was no one to play online with, and I didn't really have any friends on Xbox, whereas all my friends were on sort of PlayStation, and that's where I've been for the whole time. But I really wanted to just play the game, so I just ended up playing like the single player stuff and had a good time with it. But I always wanted it to come out onto PlayStation, and I always thought it made more sense because Insomniac have always been known for PlayStation games with Ratchet and Clank and the Resistance series and stuff. So it always made sense that it would be on there. And I know that like a lot of what's in this game is kind of been used in their Ratchet and Clank series as well with the all the weapons and stuff, the wacky crazy weapons wheel and stuff, which is basically what Ratchet and Clank's known for, and the rows and everything that you see in the gameplay here. That's kind of a lot of that is kind of what sort of I think they sort of like the early stages of the Spider-Man stuff. So like what they learned from this, they kind of transferred into Spider-Man. So it would have made a lot of sense for this to come out on PlayStation eventually. So now that Xbox games are starting to come out on PlayStation slowly, and the fact that Insomniac's now owned by PlayStation, so Insomniac's not going to make Sunset Overdrive 2 for Xbox, and I know that they'd said before that there's no real point in making Sunset Overdrive 2 because if they made it, it would be for PlayStation, and the PlayStation fans wouldn't know, much about it because they wouldn't be able to play the first game because Xbox own, the rights to the game and stuff. So, you know, they could just get someone else to make a sequel if they wanted to, but they're not gonna, by the looks of it, get anybody to like either do a sort of a remaster or a sequel or anything to it. So, um, basically, my thoughts are is like, why not just sell these rights over to PlayStation or make some sort of agreement or something. I don't know, like a little percentage of it that they get from each copy that's sold, or sell the rights over to Insomniac or to PlayStation, or you know have some sort of agreement that way. I mean, seeing as how they're doing it with the other games now, they could quite easily do it with this, and I honestly think that this game would sell really well on PlayStation even now. Uh, like they could just remaster it a little bit, just update the graphics slightly because it still looks good anyway. I don't think you'd have to do very much. Just put a little something to it. Just upgrade the graphics slightly. Um, you know, don't need to give DLC and stuff like that, but just as long as the online they have the service for the online. You know, um, I don't think you'd probably have to worry too much about bugs and stuff because there was a lot of updates and patches over the years anyway for the game. So I don't think you'd need a team working on it like full time for patches and stuff. So I honestly think you could just get away with just bringing it out, and it might only need one or two little updates afterwards, and that's it. So everything would be like pure profit for them. Just bring it out for like a £20 game and just call it a remaster. They remaster everything these days anyway, so you know. And if it sells well, then now there's a possibility of bringing out a sequel to it. Um, and the thing is that I honestly think it will sell because this is kind of Ratchet and Clank and Spider Man and everything all in one, and this is what I think PlayStation fans would love to play. So that's the first one. That's the first game. So yeah, the other game or franchise set of games would be State of Decay. Now, I played the first one on Xbox One. That was a free download or something I got. Trying to remember exactly how I got that one. But I got number two first, and I bought that on there, and I played that, and I played it for maybe at least 20 to 30 hours, and really enjoyed the game. And then the first one, somehow I got that one for free, and I can't remember if that was from the monthly free games or something. But I got the first one as a free game basically, and so I put quite a lot of hours into that one as well. I can't remember exactly how many hours because I don't have my Xbox One now. Literally, I only got my Xbox One for these two games, for Sunset Overdrive and for State of Decay, and that's it. I wasn't interested in Gears of War, Halo, and all that kind of stuff. Like, um, a little bit here and there. I kind of thought, would I like to play it or something? And the only other ones was like Mass Effect, which eventually came over, and Fable, which I also played when once I got an Xbox One, and I didn't really like it as much as I thought I was gonna like it. So to be honest, I didn't really miss out too much with that one. But with these two uh, games, Sunset Overdrive and State of Decay, those were the two. Even now I'm kind of like, I see a lot of the State of Decay free stuff that is about to come out and stuff like traders, and I'm kind of, I'd love to be able to play that. And I'm kind of hoping that now that we're seeing the Xbox games come out over onto PlayStation, that this is another one of those games that would, I think, do really, really well on PlayStation, seeing as how PlayStation has always kind of been, for the last two generations at least now, the home of like open world, third person sort of big games. And this is like an open world, third person big game as well. So I think this would sell really, really well on PlayStation. It would very easily. I think it could very easily have sold more on PlayStation than it did on Xbox, because for a long time Xbox was always known for its kind of first person games and stuff, Gears of War and things like that, and obviously these games did sell obviously very well on the Xbox. Not so much the Sunset Overdrive. I don't think. I think that kind of sold less than what Xbox was hoping. That's why we didn't see a sequel. And but I think honestly, this kind of game is kind of with the Last of Us and stuff being on PlayStation, it's kind of got a fan base of that kind of zombie survival kind of Days Gone as well, those kind of games. So those are the kind of fans I think that will pick this up, people who play Last of Us and Days Gone. So yeah, this that's basically the two that I'd love to see come over, even if it's only State of Decay 1 and 2 in some sort of remaster bundle or package or something, and we don't get State of Decay free for a year or two until, like, after the release on the Xbox. That would be, that would, I think, would be fine with me, to be honest, because all three games would be a bit too much in one go anyway for people who have never played them. So something like that, and see how it sells, and if it does, then bring the third one over. As it's a win-win for Xbox anyway. Everyone who's gonna get the game on Xbox have already got it by now, and bring the third game out on Xbox for a year first, then bring it over to PlayStation afterwards. And then I think you've already sold what you was gonna sell for your Xbox anyway by then, and you've reached another market. But I don't know. I honestly don't know what Xbox are thinking, what they want to do with the franchises. I see that Indiana Jones is coming over onto PlayStation, because I think they know that a game like that is gonna sell really well on PlayStation, and it's gonna, even if there was the same amount of Xboxes as there is PlayStations out there, it would definitely sell better on PlayStation, because it's that kind of game, and that's the kind of fans that play on PlayStation, is that kind of third person, even first person adventure kind of games that are not shooters and story driven games. That's the kind of fans that gravitate to PlayStation over the years, and Xbox, it's the shooters and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. But fingers crossed. That's what I'm hoping for.